Okay, I can do this. Let's go. Let's go. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to share a couple things that I did not enjoy about my time at FGCU. Let's just get into this. Big disclaimer, just because these are my like feelings about this school doesn't mean that's how you should feel about this school. Next week, I will be dropping a video about all the things I love about FGCU, and you'll see that it's a very interesting relationship that I have with this school. So, the first thing, I'm going to say my first trauma while I was at the school. It's called North Lake, and North Lake is a very special little spot. I did not enjoy North Lake. Here is why I didn't enjoy North Lake, and here is it also goes like through the whole school. Like this is the like my first thing. Why do I have to pay to use the washing machine? I already am paying to go to this school and I'm paying to live on campus. Why do I also have to pay to use the laundry, like the laundry room, the washing machines? Nobody who doesn't live there is like, they're not using it. Like, you really think people who don't live on campus use those washing machines? That's like the first layer. Like, why do we have to pay for them? And the reason I say why do we have to pay for them is because I've had that life of not paying for washing machines and dryers at the school that I'm paying to go to, that I'm also paying to live inside of. Like, why did I have to pay? I don't like that. Like, even if you want to continue to charge us for it, which in retro, you pay for everything. Like, it might seem like some things are free, they're not. You pay for everything in school. But like, there should be like a preloaded amount on like your ID card or something. Not I have to go separately in and put money in, or I have to really make sure I have quarters to use the washing machine. Like, that is something that bugged me so much when I went to that school. It was the first thing that kind of teed me off about the school. And then the trauma that I got from these washing machines in Northlake was because the buildings for the laundry room, like it's own little laundromat, they're separate buildings and the doors are completely wide open. First time and the only time that I ever washed my stuff while I was at Northlake. One was a sweater and one was like a long sleeve shirt. I don't know if someone put like salt water in the washing machine or something. Like, it was just, they were obliterated. I could not wear those anymore, and I was super upset, and I was like, why FGCU? Why did you allow this to happen? Because nobody's cleaning these things and nobody's taking care of these things, and nature's allowed to come in and out as much as it pleases, and that just bothers me. My second thing that I just dislike about FGCU is, once again, something that you are paying extra for, even though you're already paying to go to the school. College is expensive. Even though FGCU is not an expensive school, it becomes an expensive school because of the extra side expense. And guys, keep in mind, I went to another school before I went to FGCU, so I was a little pampered. Like, it's not like, oh, well, that's the norm. It's not the norm. Like, because I went to another school where this didn't exist, that's why I have a big problem with it. When I was at Flagler, the way you could print is like, it was associated with your like basically your student number, and you had a certain amount that you could print per, I want to say, semester. I'm pretty sure it was per semester, and it showed you like how much was on there, how much you had left for the year. But that wasn't like a separate thing. That just came out of what you were paying to go to the school. Take notes, FGCU. FGCU, though, you have to load money onto your student ID and then use that to print in the library, remote printers around the school, and it's like, that's so inconvenient. Like, why do I have, that's extra work on me. That's the biggest thing. I don't like the extra work on me. Like, hey, I'm paying to go here. Please accommodate better, okay? And I know that's like so first world problems, but it's like really annoying when you're about to walk into class and you forgot to print something, so you run into the computer lab that's next to your class that you're about to go into, and it's giving you this BS on, oh, there's no money on your Eagle card. Like, no! Print it! Okay, my next problem with FGCU is probably a common problem at all schools. Parking. I don't even have to say anything else. Number 4, Colloquium. I'm saying this as a pre-Colloquium student. I haven't taken the class yet, but My problem with Colloquium is everyone has to take this course and it like rarely has any room to take enough students. Like it's ridiculous. It's always running out of spots, which you know that's like a thing for any class. But still it's just like I don't like that. I don't like I can't imagine having to go to a class and walk in nature more than once. Imagine like walking and leaves are touching you and grass and there's alligators all over this campus. Which brings me to my next one. If you walk around FGCU's main campus and a couple of spots in the dorm areas, you'll find a lot of water, right? So, like, there's wildlife in this water. I mean, the school's basically inside of a forest. It's really, really weird. And so you'll find signs around the school saying, don't feed the alligators, don't do this to the alligators. There is no barrier between you and the alligators. That sign, I think, is supposed to be the buffer of encouragement to like discourage you from interacting with the alligators, but I feel like those signs make you even more want to just like see the alligator, snap pictures of the alligators, and then for the weird students, and yes, you are weird if you do this, throw food to the alligators. The whole point is like the school doesn't want to disturb wildlife and their natural habitats and all that. And it's like, well, people are going to do it. People are going to feed the alligators. And but I think it was during my first year at the school, I was living in South Village and there was an alligator inside of the giant lake that they have, or it's like a lake pond. It's not huge, but it's pretty big. And people fed that alligator all the time. Like, I'm not kidding. Whenever that alligator made an appearance, there were so many people around the alligator, like, oh my goodness, look, I see him, there he is. I think they named him Jeff, if I'm not like mistaken. I'm pretty sure his name was Jeff. Well, Jeff got super comfortable with all the students living in South Village, and Jeff came out, and Jeff was, I don't know, they say he was tranquilized and relocated, but I feel like that's just a huge conspiracy. Like, justice for Jeff. Like, come on. Where's Jeff, FGCU? Where is Jeff? Because Jeff was my pal. When I was walking back from my 7 a.m. classes, that's who I saw. And that made me sad. So justice for Jeff, you guys. Like, hashtag. Oh, this is cold now. Well, that sucks. Okay, number 6. I'm going to stay on the whole nature thing. It makes me a little uncomfortable. I'm not saying, cut down all the trees and burn them and stuff like that, but it does make me a little uncomfortable to be that like with nature. Like, you're basically rubbing shoulders, elbows, legs with nature all the time at the school. It makes me a little uncomfortable. I don't hate it, but I don't like it either. But nah, you can't change that. That's like a thing. So that's number 6. Number 7. This might be triggering, especially for the school, but it's not that diverse. I tried to go as many events as I could because I wanted to, one, see the school and see what it was like to be around the student body. The school is not that diverse, and it's crazy because you would think in Southwest Florida it would be more diverse. It's not. It's really, really crazy. I'm not sure why. I don't think it's on purpose, but it's really not that diverse. Like, it was kind of scary. And the first time that I really even saw like a lot of POCs at this school was when the whole there was like a graffiti incident, and someone was writing racial slurs about black people, and in the like different rooms, like in the classrooms, and leaving like signage and stuff on the bridges and stuff and everywhere. And they never caught the dude or girl. I guess I'm not gonna say it was a dude specifically, but they never caught the person. And during that time, there was like this like protest march at the school where just a whole bunch of students got together and just marched around the school. And I only saw it from Snapchat because I was working. But I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't know there was so many POCs at this school. And I was so sad because I wasn't there, and I definitely could have met some people and made some more friends. But it is what it is. But the school's not that diverse, and that's a thing. Number 8. I took Bio 2 lab and lecture, and I took Intro to Earth Science as a college student who never had a science major. I don't feel good about that for many reasons. But number 1, like I said, I've never been a science major of any sort. Where do I benefit by taking Bio 2? Lab and lecture. Huh? Yes, I can tell you about the different parts of a flower and whatever I learned in bio lecture. I really don't remember that class. But I do remember carrying this heavy AF textbook. And for Intro to Earth Science, I took Earth Science when I was in 9th grade, and I'm pretty sure I took it in the 6th grade as well. I don't think I needed to take it again because I didn't learn anything new. I just had a professor who was obsessed with earthquakes and eating yogurt and not being in class because he was off doing research things, which is, the typical professor thing, and disrespectful TAs that think I don't know what I'm doing when I say I know what I'm doing. I don't need help. Thanks. Like, it felt like an incredible waste of my time, even though there were like science requirements, but that's too many credits to go towards the science requirement for a person who's not a science major. Like, at this point, you are just making me spend money to make me spend money under the guise of, well, we want you to explore all of the different areas because we don't want you to look back and regret. No, I will forever regret those science classes because it was a waste of my time and money. Like, I didn't need them. So for number 9, I'm going to have to say the professors. Now, stop. If you are an FGCU student, like, you don't need to, it's okay. I'm not saying all the professors. I'm saying one particular who pissed me off. This could be at any school. I feel like all schools have at least one, like, professor who does the most and is the most, and it's like, why are you doing this? Like, why? So it was my first semester at the school, and I was taking this class. It was Comp 1 because the class that I took for English and college writing when I was at Flagler was equal to Comp 2. Funny story about that, but not for this video. Anyway, it was Comp 1, and the professor that I had, so I don't know why, maybe it was because I was just only out of my first year of college, and Flagler really takes care of their kids. I don't know how it is now, but while I was there, I felt like I was taken care of. Like, Flagler was the mother, and I was just the little baby being held, and it's like,
okay, now you're gonna take this class for this reason, okay? Okay.
Well, FGCU was like,
go swim.
But I was really confused. So when I set up my classes, I knew that I had to take Comp 1, and I knew why I had to take Comp 1. Well, not really. I didn't really understand why I had to take Comp 1 until after I took Comp 1 again. So the professor that I had the first time that I took it, she was so mean. I was showing up to class 30 minutes late, and I didn't even know it. She let me show up late for the whole semester. It was summer B, and she never said anything. So I was showing up 30 minutes late, which you're like, Gina, how are you showing up 30 minutes late to a class? Like, you're not a little kid. What are you doing with your life? I don't know why, but at the time, I thought when I signed up for the class that I signed up for the 10 o'clock class. I didn't remember what professor because I really didn't care about what professor. I would just take a class. I never looked at professors I didn't check out ratemyprofessors.com. I didn't do none of that. I just picked up classes because I was like, you know what? I'm just trying to get in and start doing stuff, right? This professor was letting me show up 30 minutes late to class, letting me into the classroom. Like, at least lock me out so I get the, like, note that, oh, you know, maybe this class starts earlier. Letting me into the classroom, personally opening the door, letting me go through the class doing my work, and then not counting my work as completed because I showed up late to class. Like, you think she would pull me aside and be like,
Hey, I just don't know if you're aware of this, but this class starts at 9:30. Like, so if you could just try to be here ahead of 9:30, that would be great.
no. Also, I was also confused about when that class started, and I showed up a week late. It was not in my favor. She probably hated me too. She was probably like,
this girl showing up completely late, no remorse.
But I did tell her I didn't know the class had started already. I thought it started on another date, but I was confused, and I was really confused when I started at FGCU. Let me tell you, like, I wish I could have asked my advisor better questions, but I didn't understand anything, and I didn't realize I didn't understand anything until after stuff happened. So, long story short, I'm so sorry. This was so long. I didn't like that professor. She was super mean. I was showing up 30 minutes late to the class, and she didn't say anything, and she wasn't grading any of my work because I was 30 minutes late to class. Like, I don't know if she thought I was doing it for fun, but I wasn't. Didn't know. And then she said it at the end of the semester when grades were being put in, and I was like, I kept asking her, like, why do I have an F? Like, this doesn't make sense. I did this assignment. I'm looking at it, and it's like, why do I have an F? Why do I have an F? And she finally spoke at the end of the semester, and she goes,
Well, you were showing up late all semester, so I wasn't counting anything you did. None of the assignments, none of the tests, like, none of it counted because you were late.
and I was like, why didn't you say something ahead of time? Like, this could have been solved like the moment I showed up a week late to class. It was so bad. I don't even know how to describe this one. It's like a mix between the students and the administration. Actually, no, we're just going to keep it on the administration because the administration can be mad annoying. Because you know what bothers me? A bunch of emails from the administration. Like, you don't have to email us that much. You could do like a once a week thing, but I swear to you, this will be emailing people every day with nothing real to say. Like, come on. Come on, admin. Figure your stuff out. And then two about the administration is one time they sent an email. They sent an email and it triggered the fork out of me. Like, I was super pissed off. I sent a really long email in response to it because I was very angry. And then they sent an email about, like, don't reply to the emails. So someone saw my email. They just chose not to respond because they're wimps. This happened at Flagler too, and it probably happens on any school with a public campus, okay? Public campus. Anybody can walk in on the campus. Will walk on the campus. They probably won't, like, get inside the classrooms and stuff like that, depending. But anyone can basically walk onto FGCU's campus. There's this guy, I don't know if he still appears, he probably still does, and he would go and he would have his sign and he would be yelling about how everyone's a sinner and, you know, like, oh, girls shouldn't be wearing shorts, their ankles shouldn't be showing, all this fun stuff, you know, and you know exactly what I'm saying. The Bible thumpers that like to show up on campus and scream at the students. Yep, lovely. Love them. Just kidding. I don't like them. They're really scary. So, something that happened that really made me mad that the school never addressed was that this guy is doing this and everything. Students started throwing paper and throwing stuff at this guy. Like, he says a lot of, like, just super hard things. But we have to keep in mind that's this guy's belief. He believes these things. It's his truth, just like you might have your own truth, you know? So if you're not going to, and the school said that, they said that they cannot tell him to get off the campus because it is a public campus. They're not allowed to remove him unless he does something to a student, which he never has. He just yells at people. He has never done anything to anyone. He just yells at people. But the students threw stuff at him. And instead of admonishing the students, the school was like,
we're sorry, guys. Like, we can't do anything to get him off campus. We know he makes you feel super uncomfortable, but
no, you tell the students don't do that. Ignore the guy. We're all supposed to be grown-ups. Like, we're old enough to know better right from wrong, and you choose to be a trash person who's throwing stuff at this guy? Like, what the heck? And then the school didn't address it. Like, I'm going to give the students a pass because if the school lets you do it, why not do it, you know? That's so wrong. That is so wrong. And the school never has said anything about it. And I sent a long email about it. Like, I'm disappointed in you. This is it. I said, I'm that person who says stuff. Like, don't email me because I'm going to respond. I'm going to respond. And the school never said anything. They just sent an email out about not responding to the stuff, which means someone saw that I responded and chose, instead of addressing it or addressing me, they said, please don't respond to the emails. Or it was like, please don't respond to the emails, or we're going to switch who's doing the emails because we don't want the president or whatever to have to deal with responding to emails to the stuff. Like, I was like, wow, thanks, FGCU. Wow. So that was number 10, administration. I'm not pinning that on the students, even though I could. Number 11 could be the students, but the students, these are not my top, like, annoyance. Like, so, and I'm one of the students, so I can say that. That was a hard video to film because I still go to the school. That being said, that obviously didn't stop me from going to the school. It made me think about transferring out, but I didn't. So please don't feel like you have to leave, or I mean, honestly, if that stuff really does bother you, I obviously, like, you know, now you know that it's there. I will have more college stories about my college experience at FGCU and at Flagler coming out pretty soon. This is just going to be like the first of many. It's not the first college video that I posted on this because I have posted stuff from when I was at Flagler. So I have a couple of things from when I was at Flagler, but I want to share more story times. And this top 10 was about all the things that I just don't like about FGCU. And don't worry, because next week's video is going to be all the things that I love about FGCU. So come back next week to find out all the great things about FGCU and why I chose to still stay at the school despite all these triggering things that I just talked about. If you like this video, or if you like these kinds of videos about my college experience and about FGCU, please definitely give this a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. And I definitely will have more of this kind of content coming out. As always, peace, love, and the perfect hug. Bye, guys.